Hey, how are you? It's Colin. No Sean today, just me, and I'm going to give you a demonstration and tell you all about our new drone camera which we bought last week. Now, before I start, I just want to point out this is very much a beginner's guide and just an introduction to my experience with this drone. It's not like a professional review. We've not been sent this drone for free to review, nothing like that. It's just a personal beginner's experience. We've only had it a few days, so this vlog is just about how we finding it, just experimenting, some early footage that we've got from it, and just some basics that you might want to be thinking about if you're looking at buying a drone. Our plan is to use it as we travel the canals when we get our Narrowboat, just to kind of enhance the footage that we're already getting from our cameras. So as you know, well, you might not know, I really love photography, and when we move onto the canals, I just wanted to kind of take it to another level, literally, like high up. So we've bought ourselves a camera drone, and here it is. It's a DJI Mavic Air. When we chose it, we kind of watched quite a lot of reviews online, YouTube, and sort of reviews on the different drones and even the different DJI drones, because there's the Mavic Air and there's also the Mavic Pro and another one as well called the Spark. And we decided on this one. This is the white one, which is Arctic White. It actually comes in three colours, flame red, onyx black and Arctic White, which is this one. Now you can buy it in just like this, which is just the drone, and you get a battery, which is this intelligent flight battery, and the remote control and the bits and pieces you need. We actually bought the Fly More combo kit. It cost us about £100 more than the drone on its own, but you get three of these batteries, which, I mean, these cost between £60 and £70 each anyway. You also get a different type of battery charger, which can charge like up to 4 of these batteries at the same time. You get yourself a carrying case, like a travel bag for everything, and you also get some spare blades, some spare propeller blades, and you also get some other little bits and pieces that you might need for connecting it to different phones and stuff. So you get all that with the flight combo. The drone on its own you can pick up for about between kind of £600, £750. The Fly More combo kit you can pick up for between like £800 and £900. I think the RRP is £950. I picked this one up at just over £800, so I'm pretty impressed with that. So before we get this thing flying, I just want to show you it in a little bit more detail. It is so tiny, it just fits in the palm of my hand like that. Everything folds in really neatly. All you do is you unfold these propellers. The two front ones fold out that way. The rear two just kind of fold downwards like this. It's starting to look more like a drone now, isn't it? The battery goes in underneath. You've got a protector over the gimbal at the front. This just clips out and unplugs like that. And you've got two stands just on the front of the propellers there. Just undo these stands so that when it sits down it's not going to damage or inhibit that camera. Also, your remote control. What you do is you attach your mobile phone to this. I've got an iPhone 10 and it's already preset with the cable for the iPhone 10. So the iPhone just sits in there like this. Just extend the antenna, just twist those forward like this. And then when you switch that on and the phone comes on, everything connects together and off you go. So let's look at the drone itself. This was the most exciting part when I opened the box the other day. We've only had it for a few days, so I'm still learning about a lot of the features. Now when you first take it out of the box, and you've got to go through a setup with your email address, and you've got to set the drone up and an account with DJI. Once you've done all that and calibrated the compass, it gives you instructions on how to do that. Once you finally get to the point where you can get it moving and off the ground, it will be in beginner's mode. Now this just means that the height and the speed are limited, so there's less chance of you having a bit of an accident with it. You don't want to crash this thing, do you? Not when it's worth nearly £1,000. Now there is another mode called sports mode, which you'll see on your remote control. This really makes it shift. You've never seen anything like it. I'm not that confident to use sports mode yet. Maybe in a few weeks when I'm a bit more used to it, but trust me, it really does shift. Now there's lots of settings you can change, but just to keep it simple, for demonstrating it and showing you some things today, I'm leaving everything on automatic. So all the kind of camera settings, the white balance and the exposure and the ISO, I'm leaving all on auto. You can mess about with those. I'm going to experiment with those over the next few weeks. The ones that I have changed are the speed of the movement of the gimbal. Now the gimbal is the camera, which obviously is taking the photos, and that you can change the speed and movement of it to make the movement smoother. So I have already done that, which you'll notice in the demonstrations. So some people have asked me, do you need a license to fly a drone? It's actually something that I looked into before we bought it. At the time that I'm making this vlog, there's actually no such thing as a drone license in the UK. It's a little bit different if you're planning on making money from the drone, even if you're planning on like monetizing your YouTube channels, and you'll need permission for what they're called, it's actually called a permission for commercial operation. You get that from the CAA. If you're just flying it for recreational purposes, you don't need this, but your drone does have to weigh less than 20 kilos. This one weighs about half a kilo, and you'll have to follow a few rules and regulations. Now in the UK at the moment, they are that you can't fly it above 400 feet. You've got to keep at least 50 metres away from people and private property. You've got to stay 150 metres away from congested areas, and you're not allowed to fly within a kilometre of an airport. And there's some common sense as well. I mean, things like prisons, you're not allowed to fly it near prisons, and you always need to keep the drone in line of sight, so where you can see it all the time. Now, from next November 2019, you will have to register with the CAA, and you need to take an online test if your drone weighs over 250 grams, which this one does. So next November, the rules are going to change slightly, so you might need to bear that in mind. I've added a link just underneath this to the drone code. It's got all the details you'll need about rules and safety. If you're thinking about buying a drone, it's well worth reading. So as well as being able to fly kind of solo and just having the freedom to go where you want, there are some preset modes on the Mavic Air that are really cool, and I want to demonstrate them for you. Click on the controller icon on the left hand side and then QuickShot. The first one is called Drone. As you can see from the demo, it just goes out and back. The little green circle target is just where the drone is going to focus on. So press that wherever you want it to focus. It counts down and then it does its thing. So this is the drone view. It's going to go out to about 100 feet away, and then it's going to come back. Always focusing on you. Wherever you focus, the little green target on it will focus on you. This time though, I want it to get a sort of landscape shot. The second one is circle. I'm not going to demonstrate that one because of the building behind me and the trees. Don't want to be hitting those. So we're going to go straight to helix. This is like circle. It's a bit like a helter-skelter and a circle. So it kind of flies around the object that you select, which is going to be me. And I'll show you what that does. So first of all, you need to kind of target the focus. So that's me, the little green circle again. That's where the drone's going to focus on. Press go. It counts down 3, 2, 1. Switch to the drone view for you, and off it goes, doing its thing. So you could be walking about. It could be you on a bike, or you on a boat. You can select quite a large area for it to focus on, and as soon as it sets off on its mode, it will just keep a track a view. Great view, loving this view. Love this part of Stanley Ferry, just where the River Calder meets the Air and Calder navigation. Beautiful morning this morning as well. Absolutely still is that water. So you can see it's done its helter-skelter, it's coming back in, and then it'll automatically stop that mode once it's finished. There you go. Next one is rocket. This one, it just fires straight up and the gimbal focuses down on you. Again, focus on me, that's the point I want it to focus on. It counts down and we'll switch to the drone view and watch it go. So again, because it's focusing on me, I could be walking around and it'll just stay focused on me. I'm stood still here, scared of falling in if nothing else. Again, that water is just so still and calm this morning. Taped this at about 8 o'clock this morning, so the sun's quite low. Next one we're going to do is boomerang. It's a little bit like the Helix is this one, where it will go out and then back again. Again, focus on me, so that's what the little green target does, and then set it going on its countdown. Just bring it in a little bit closer to me before it starts. Start the countdown, and bye bye, off it goes. So similar to the Helix, except it's not going to go quite as high or all the way around. It just kind of goes out to a certain point, and then just like a boomerang, it just comes back in again. And that is boomerang. Alright, my favourite one next. This is Asteroid. You might have seen me post a clip of this on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook the other day. I'm going to show you how the Mavic Air does this. So let's count it down. It's going to start by me waving it off. You can see it focusing on me, and it's going to climb to about 130, 140 feet. You can see the height just at the bottom of the display there. It's at 50, 60, 70, and you'll see it climbing up. And then when it gets to its highest point, it's just going to start stitching images of like 360 degrees. So this is the drone doing all this. I'm not controlling this. It's just having a really good look around and taking images of everything it's seeing. What a magnificent view. Just love this area so much. This is at the end of the Calder and Hebble and the beginning of the Air and Calder navigation, if ever you get down here. Lovely. So you can see down the Air and Calder navigation there. So now it's going to stitch all the clips together, and then it reverses it and produces this. I just love that. That is my favourite mode. That is called Asteroid. So there's 6 of the effects, 6 of the modes on the Mavic Air that you can do. Pretty basic as well, to be honest. This one of the lot was shot in 120 frames per second on 1080. It does go all the way up to 4K and 240 frames per second, but my iMovie doesn't support 4K yet. I am going to upgrade to Final Cut Pro soon, so hopefully be able to produce some 4K movies. This is the Twin Aqueducts at Stanley Ferry Marina. Great place. If ever you're around Stanley Ferry, let us know and we'll come and treat you to a coffee and some cake. So there you go, that's the DJI Mavic Air. Really glad we've bought it. It's such a great little gadget, and we're really looking forward to getting some good footage for when we finally move on the boat. Lots of time to practice before then. If you've got any questions, you can always leave a comment question underneath. Click like if you would, and don't forget to subscribe. We love it if you subscribe, because we can let you know about videos that we release in the future, and we'll see you soon. Bye.